Good day, everyone. Welcome back to Shining Empathy. My name is Joel, and this is your weekly reading for November 14th to the 20th, 2016. So, I don't know, maybe it's the full moon that's coming, but just kind of feeling a little bit of whimsy today, and wanted to incorporate something a bit more fun in the weekly reading. So, first of all, changed up the deck. I'm not sure if I maybe have read a few times on my weekly readings with this deck, but this is the Angel deck, Angel Reading Cards by Debbie Malone. Great deck, just beautiful artwork. If you've ever worked with angel decks, and it's very much, Archangel this, and, very, very tied to the angel names. This is more about the idea that angels are kind of a type of energy, and you just want to tap into that energy. The names aren't necessarily important. So instead of being like, if you want protection, you call on Archangel Michael, it would just be Angel of Protection. You know what I mean? Angel of Love, Angel of whatever. And just it taps into that specific energy with the card, which is just really, really cool. I really, really dig that. Now, what I'm going to do that's a little bit kind of special for this reading is I'm not doing the traditional spread. This spread, which I call the Angel Wings of Freedom spread, or just the Wings of Freedom spread, it's going to be interesting kind of doing it for a weekly reading, but I think it's going to work. And, if it works out really well, I might, do it again in the future, or maybe even continue to do it for a while, depending. But the idea is that one side, we're going to have our categories of mind, body, and spirit. And it's going to be kind of like our challenges, or what we're going to have to deal with. Okay? On the other side will be our strengths, or even our solutions, kind of like our ways of dealing with it. All right? And right smack dab in the middle is going to be just kind of like a special message from the guide from the angels. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Sit back and relax. I'm going to tilt the camera down here so you guys can get a feel for this spread. Should be good right there. Okay, let's get into this here. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle and ask guides and angels, what do we need to know for the week coming up? What challenges will we face with mind, body, and spirit? And what would our strengths in those regards as well, and solutions, ways we can liberate ourselves from these challenges? Been a while since I've used these cards, so I feel like they just really want to be shuffled in there, and they want the energy on them. So I'm just going to keep going until I feel like they're ready to talk. It's also a pretty new deck too, so it doesn't have a whole lot of energy on it yet. I think we're there. Okay. All right, so the first category that we're going to put down here is body. I like to go kind of vibrationally up the scale. So let's talk body. All right. Apparently, so our challenge this week with body, Angel of Good News. What this tells me is that we're going to have a hard time seeing the positive that's going on in our bodies right now. Maybe we're kind of clouded with body issues right now, either body image issues, physical issues, maybe we're dealing with some kind of physical pain right now. But we're not necessarily going to be seeing what's good in our bodies necessarily this week. So let's have a look at what our strength or solution to this challenge is. Angel of Friendship. So I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Our strength and or solution to this challenge is simply the bonds that we share with our friends. It's interesting how, like, especially like if we're even just talking something like body image issues, how your friends can really liberate you from that and just sort of snap you awake and just be like, they can really pull you out of that illusion of body image issues. If it's something like pain, friends can be a really amazing distraction from focusing on pain or help you gain better perspective on your pain. But whatever it is that is going on with the body that you're not seeing the good, you're kind of distracted with more of the negative effects body-wise this week. Your friends are essentially going to be the solution and strength in that challenge. Okay? All right. Now, let's look at mind. So our challenge for mind this week, family. So, given that's the mind challenge there, it just tells me that we're going to be kind of maybe wrapped up in our heads about something with family this week. Maybe it's going to be like we're stressing out about holiday stuff already, or maybe we're actually just in some kind of the mind, I could almost also say is a bit of an emotional landscape as well, but because I just find mind and emotion very tied together sometimes. But yeah, there's something definitely about challenge with family in terms of just being up in your heads about whatever this challenge is. Let's have a look at what the cards are saying is the strength for dealing with these family issues that we're up in our heads about. Okay. Career angel. That's kind of an interesting one to come up in the strength or solution tile here. But I think it just means that we need to just focus on, or rather just pour ourselves into something and focus on it, like our career. Sort of like distracting ourselves. But I think it's more just like if we're overthinking, again, this is in the mind, if we're overthinking a problem or that we're seeing a problem that maybe it's not even there, maybe we're literally just up in our heads about something that doesn't even really exist except in our minds. Whatever this problem is with family, this challenge we're having, it's saying that kind of the solution or strength we have in this is our career, our passions, our daily routine even, whatever it is that could constitute as your career. It's saying that that's kind of where your strength and solution is in terms of getting out of your head, which makes sense. You need something to focus on and bring you back and ground you and pull you out of your mind and your head sometimes to really kind of get a better perspective on the situation anyway. So that's that. Okay. Let's have a look at spirit. So the challenge of spirit this week, angel of release. Oh, very cool. Okay. So there's something spiritually that we're hanging on to. Maybe it's karma. Maybe it's some kind of emotional block that we're hanging on to that's prohibiting, inhibiting us from growing. But there is something that we are hanging on to that is blocking our spiritual growth right now. Okay, so let's have a look at what the solution is, or the strength in terms of dealing with that challenge. Angel of the animal realm. Oh, lovely. So, I have animals in my life. I have 2 cats. I can't tell you how important animals are just in the terms of keeping someone grounded. When I was dealing with a lot of depression and anxiety, particularly anxiety, they had a way of really keeping me here and not letting me float away too much. And even if I did float away, they had a way of bringing me back. Animals are just, there are physical spirit guides, I feel like if you've heard certain cultures talk about animal guides in the spirit realm. Well, I feel like, yes, maybe that's what this is talking about, that, your animal guides are near, sure. But my feeling on this is that the animals in our lives, the physical animals, are actually kind of helping us. They are our physical, spiritual animal guides. So I believe that like what this is saying is just that the animals in our lives are going to help us move that energy and release it so that we can grow. Whatever that means for you, if it just means connecting more with your animals, or maybe someone out there is dealing with the loss of an animal, but that's kind of like your problem and solution, you know. Because the grief can be a real block, but at the same time it can, when you actually process that grief in a way, it really, a lot of energy moves there, right? But my feeling is that just pay attention to the animals in your lives right now, because they're very much our guides, our companions on this journey through this world. And right now, in terms of how we can release this energy that's whatever it is, be it emotion or whatever, that's blocking our growth, look to the animal kingdom, and you'll find either a solution and or just gain strength from them to deal with it. Okay? Now, this card is just a general. This could almost be like, if you've ever seen my full moon readings, when I pull up like a theme card from the bottom of the deck. I'm not going to pull it from the bottom. I'm going to pull it right from here because it's still a placement. But this is kind of similar to that. It's just a general message from the angels about what's coming up this week. Maybe it's a theme of what's happening, or a reminder, or something to help us gain perspective. But let's have a look. Okay. Angel of Fertility. When I was shuffling, I saw this card come up and I had a gut feeling it would make an appearance. There's just some kind of creative energy this week. And I can't even explain what kind of creative energy that is, if it's artistic, if it's physical, or more just like emotional, spiritual. I really can't say what kind of energy that is this week, but I'm feeling the creative energies, and maybe it's particularly the full moon. I always find around the full moon my creative energies really start to peak. Well, actually, I take that back. It's full moon and new moon. Either or, my creative energies can sometimes really start to peak with either of those. But there's just something this week that the energies coming in are very, very much about fertility. So maybe some of you out there are trying to have a baby. This would be a great week to attempt that. Creative energies like this definitely support conception. It can also, and generally, is a much more broader sense about just creative energies in general. Just the things that we create in our lives, be it physical things or, more the things that we create kind of in our minds, the new ideas for new projects. Whatever the case is for you, the creative energies are running very, very high this week. There's also something about the water in the background, and I'm feeling like there's almost like, to me, I'm also getting the sense of like how the water just looks like it's riding really high there, like it's almost being pulled upwards in a way, like not necessarily a wave, but the moon is really exerting its force. Is there a moon in this picture? No, there isn't, ironically. But I am getting the vibe from this card that this creative energy is attached to the full moon this week. So ride that out in whatever way you need to for you, okay? And that, guys, is your Wings of Freedom angel reading of the week. And I hope that this kind of gives a totally different perspective for your weekly reading. I actually really enjoyed this for the weekly reading, I've got to say. This spread came to me, I can't remember if I was in a meditation. I think it was meditating one day, and it just boom, and this is kind of the way things work with me. It's not like it just comes through in pieces. Like if I get a concept that is like a download of information, it comes all at once. And this spread just came boom to me in a flash, and I have to say, it's been a really effective spread for when I just need to gain a fuller perspective about things that I'm dealing with, and maybe my way of either my strengths in them or the solutions, kind of my way out of them. It's not always, our challenges aren't always about finding a way out of those challenges, right? It's about working with what you've got and like just facing those challenges sometimes. Even if it means that they're going to be hanging around for a while, facing them is very important. or how we deal with them is very important. So I just find the spread gives a really great general general view of like it gives mind, body, spirit, right? So it's much more broad. It's not just about here, look out for these things this week. So I hope that you guys got something out of this. I hope you like the spread. If you like this video, please go ahead and like it on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't already to my YouTube channel, Shining Empathy. And you can also check me out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram at Shining Empathy. And yeah, so I'm also going to be doing my full moon reading, so check that out as well. And until next time, everyone, love and light to you all. Bye for now.